Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha, and in today's video we will be talking about the topic that 5 new languages have been accorded the status of the classical language by the Union Cabinet. So recently the Union Cabinet has declared 5 more languages as the classical language. So what are these 5 more languages and which all are these languages? Let us see. So the points of discussion is first of all about the news, then what are classical languages, what are the criteria and what are the benefits that the languages get when they get the classical language tag, constitutional provisions related to languages, and in the end prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from general studies paper 1, that is ancient history. So the news talks about Union Cabinet approves classical language status for Marathi, Bengali, Assamese, Pali and Prakrit. So these are the 5 languages which has been accorded the classical languages status: Marathi, Bengali, Assamese, Pali and Prakrit. As we move forward, Drishti IAS has come up with the IAS GS Foundation course consisting of both prelims and mains in offline mode in English medium. So Prayagraj batch has already started on 3rd of October, 11:30 AM. Jaipur 7th October, Lucknow 16th October and Karol Bagh, Delhi is 17th October. So if you have any query, you can give us a call at 8010-440-440. So let us begin. So the Union Cabinet on October 3, 2024 has approved the classical language status to 5 more languages, and this being Marathi, Bengali, Assamese, Pali and Prakrit. India as of now already had 6 classical languages, and these 6 classical languages are Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, Sanskrit and Odia. Now these 6 languages plus 5 more languages. So 6 plus 5 becomes 11. So as of now, India now has 11 classical languages. First 6 and now 5. So these classical languages has been given by the Union Cabinet on the basis of the Linguistics Experts Committee. So this Linguistic Expert Committee on its revised criteria has given the recommendation to the Union Cabinet about the classical languages. So the criteria for bestowing classical languages was revised by the Linguistic Experts Committee this July. And if we talk about the Linguistic Experts Committee, so the Linguistic Experts Committee is chaired by the President of the Sahitya Academy, and apart from this it comprises of representatives of the Union Ministries of Home, Culture, 4 or 5 linguistic experts at any given time. So Ministry of Home and Ministry of Culture plus 4 or 5 linguistic experts. Now let us talk about the classical languages. So how classical languages came? So as of now the 5 classical languages that has been accorded the coveted tag of the classical languages like Marathi or Bengali. So the demand has been going on since a long period of time with regard to the inclusion of Marathi or Bengali in the classical languages list. It has been going on since the time of 2010, but now it has finally got the tag. So during the year 2004, the government of India decided to create a new category of languages, and this new category of languages was called the classical languages. And in the year 2006, the criteria was laid down for selecting any language as the classical language. Then 6 languages were granted the classical languages status, and these 6 languages were: Tamil was the first language in India to be considered or to be tagged as the classical language in the year 2004. Then came Sanskrit 2005, then Telugu and Kannada came in 2008, then Malayalam 2013 and Odia 2014, and now plus 5 languages in the year 2024. So if anyone asks you, or in examination it is being asked that which is the first language to be accorded or to be given the title of the classical language, then the answer is Tamil. You might get confused with Sanskrit, but the first language was Tamil. Now let us talk about the criteria. So even though the recently the criteria has been revised, but though that revised criteria has not come up yet. So the criteria till now, which is on the basis of which the classical languages are accorded, so that is: first, The language must have high antiquity of earlier text or recorded history spanning around 1500 to 2000 years. So the language needs to be very, very old, and it must be unique, has its own text and recorded history. Then second comes possession of a body of ancient literature text considered valuable heritage by generation. So that language must have valuable heritage. Then presence of an original literary tradition not borrowed from another speech community. So whatever the literary tradition the language has, it must be of its own, it must be unique, and it must not be copied from anywhere else, and the replica should not be there. Then the classical language and literature must being distinct from modern, it must be different and it must be distinct from the modern. There can also be a discontinuity. There can also be a discontinuity between the classical language and its later forms or its offshoot. So the distinct character needs to be there between the classical languages and the modern language. So the continuity can or the discontinuity can also be seen. So these are the criteria for any language to be accorded the classical language tag. Then comes what are the benefits that a language gets if the language gets the status of the classical language. So the benefits are, first, if a language is declared as classical language, it gets financial assistance for setting up a center of excellence for the study of that language. It means a center of excellence, like for example Tamil, Sanskrit, Telugu. So all these languages, they have a center of excellence, and this center of excellence helps in the promotion of that language. And plus financial assistance is also being provided to the people who are studying that language or to the professors of that language. Then it opens up an avenue for two major awards for scholars of eminence. So the language which is accorded the classical language status or tag, the scholars of eminence, the important scholars of that particular language, two awards are being given to those people. Then UGC, that is the University Grants Commission. University Grants Commission can be requested to establish professional chairs for scholars of classical languages starting with central universities, and this also provide more jobs and employment to the people who are associated with these classical languages, plus promotion of language is being done, plus it is the government takes the responsibility for giving language more recognition, So overall it is the language which at the foremost gets the benefit for being regarded as the classical language. Now what are the constitutional provisions related to language? So whenever we talk about language, what comes to our mind from the constitutional perspective is the 8th schedule, because the 8th schedule is associated with the languages and it has 22 languages, and these 22 languages are regarded as the official languages of India, and these are Assamese, Bengali, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Malayalam, Manipuri, Marathi, Nepali, Uriya, Punjabi, Sanskrit, Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu, Bodo, Santhali, Maithili and Dogri. So you see, among these official languages, classical languages are also there. Assamese, Bengali, Kannada, Malayalam, Marathi, Odia, Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu. So classical languages are also part of the 8th schedule. Then 14 languages were initially included under the 8th schedule, and after that many other amendments took place and other languages were also became part of it, but originally it consisted of only 14 languages. Like Sindhi language was included by the 21st Amendment Act. Then Konkani, Manipuri and Nepali was added by the 71st Amendment Act. Then came the Bodo, Dogri, Maithili and Santhali. They were included by the 92nd Amendment Act. So you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 languages were later added. That is 14 plus 8. So this was about the classical languages. What are classical languages, which all were given the status of classical languages. First classical language of India, what are the criteria, then linguistic experts committee, then came the benefits and the constitutional provisions, and in the end a prelims MCQ, and you people will give me the answer in the comment section, and it is a PYQ of the year 2014. So consider the following languages, that is Gujarati, Kannada and Telugu. So which of the above have been declared as classical language by the government? So out of these three, which all are classical language by the government? As it is of the year 2014, it means recent languages was not asked in this because it is of much earlier time. So the options are 1 and 2 only, 3 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.